believe we are live. Ooh. This was a good one. Last one wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't what I was looking for. But this one was a lot better.
This one was my favorite one so far, by like a mile.
Same. I think this one so far has been definitely my favorite. Although towards the end, I was definitely I was already just ready for episode 6. I was like, I need episode 6 right now. Like this cliffhanger that they're going on is really getting me. But I am nonetheless excited. Excited to talk about it today. So let's just get into it. Usually we do kind of a wrap. We talk about the episode, kind of summarize everything. Although this time, I think we're just going to get right into it, start talking about it, because it usually takes us like an hour. That hour is really not very productive, and I always see people come in and they stay for like 5 minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these guys are still going. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, episode was kind of, it's interesting because you and I, obviously, we really enjoyed it, but there's a lot of people who apparently, I guess, didn't like it so much, or rather maybe they didn't like certain parts of it. Weird. I think a lot of people kind of misunderstand a lot of the characters and apparently the lore as well of like kind of the background of some of these guys. I know like some people were upset by Mr. House's characterization, which is,
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like if you didn't think that Mr. House was like an egomaniacal freak, I don't think you were really paying attention to any of the like undertones or the the subtext of everything that was going on, especially if you decide not to side with him or you tell him like no, because anytime you tell him no, he starts to freak the fuck out. So I think it was quite all right when Cooper decides to leave and House is kind of freaking out. He tells him he's playing cowboy. I was like, all right, that's a bit much. Like it's called acting, Mr. House, but okay. You're kind of starting to lose the plot here a little bit, my guy. So that would be my only real criticism of his character. I did like that they used his little thinking cap that he has when you pull him out of the pod. He's wearing it. That's like how he connects to his everything. And that was a nice, I don't know if I should call it an Easter egg. I don't know if that qualifies as Easter egg material, but it was cool to see nonetheless.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part? Let's just start there.
So my favorite part was it was the scene where they're in the Lucky 38 and it's cut in between the Ghoul and Cooper Howard. That was phenomenal. Like, I don't mean to glaze it, but that was, I was locked in. I had to rewatch that scene a few times.
That was definitely my favorite part as well. I think the pre-war scene here was fantastic, and they gave it a lot of time to kind of marinate. Usually I feel like they don't give it that much time to marinate. Here I felt like usually we're kind of in and out. It kind of felt like was it episode 3 that we had the flashback to White Knife in his speech?
Yeah.
It was a lot like that. I enjoyed that part of that. Like, that was my favorite part of episode 3. That was definitely also my favorite part of episode 5 here was.
I don't think there was any like really bad parts. Like usually I'd have a complaint where it's like during the last few episodes, it just cuts about, there was 7 or 8 storylines in the last episode alone. all in the different directions. This one, centered around the Ghoul and Lucy, and I enjoyed that a lot more than having to like. I mean, Norm as well, but I've been enjoying what Norm's been up to, so I can't complain about that.
And the Norm stuff too didn't absorb that much time. Like the Norm stuff really, it was focused and it didn't linger. It was exactly how long it needed to be.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I will say, I think if I did have a complaint, it would be that episode 4 sets us up for this like really tense kind of start, and then when we get to episode 5, like we're set up for this big Deathclaw fight. I know there's like 3 or 4 Deathclaws in there, and then they just make a run for the Freeside gate. It was really, I was kind of surprised when they got under the gate, and then that was it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be they're going to be plot relevant. I think later, we see them in the trailer in parts we haven't seen them in yet. But I was still like, it's an odd way to kind of play that cliffhanger, and it makes me wonder if like Cooper seems like he's going to be on that pole, but then I'm like, well, is he really going to be? Because or are they just going to take him off right at the start of the episode like they dealt with the Deathclaws? So I don't know.
Well, with the Deathclaw stuff, my first thought was, how are they just letting a gate stand between the Deathclaw and them?
Same.
It's a little junk gate, and we've seen him in Fallout 4, like crash through, like they come out the sewers, they're smashing like everything possible, jumping out of like cliffs and stuff, and they can't go through a gate.
Yeah,
can't climb over it. It's a fully grown Deathclaw. It could just barge through and kill everyone, but it's not. So
and there's like 4 of them too.
So
I mean, we literally saw it. Like it destroyed the entrance to the Gamorra just by standing up.
Exactly, and it's making me think that maybe they're just the guarding Hank. That's my only. Well, I said this when we first saw the teaser for the Deathclaws. I think they're under control because we now know it's pre-war technology. This we saw it. We see it in the next episode thingy, which was quite a lackluster little trailer. But
yeah,
like that's probably the worst one we've had so far. Not worst, but there's not much to go off, which is all right.
Probably the least interesting so far.
But that's just me trying to like say these Deathclaws could easily kill everyone here in Freeside, but there's something stopping them.
Yeah. It could just be plot armor. Freeside has plot armor.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of weird because in New Vegas, we're told by I can never remember. Is it Chomps Lewis who's at Sloan, who tells you not to go any further? Yeah, he tells you the reason the Deathclaws moved in is because they stopped making noise. So there was like a Deathclaw nest nearby, but they kept their distance because they didn't like the sound of the machinery and the dynamite. And they only moved in when the Powder Gangers took over and started messing with stuff. And then once all of the the blasting ended and the mining ended, that's when they moved in and turn it into a nest. So I'm wondering if in the strip, whatever that like big boom of radiation, whatever caused the strip to become abandoned happened, and then the Deathclaws were looking for a new home, and it just so happened to be a convenient place to go. So they go in there, and maybe Freeside is also kind of maybe not empty, but if something happens on the strip like that, I'm sure it'll affect Freeside. Maybe it was quiet enough that the Deathclaws felt comfortable moving in, and now that they have that nest, maybe they don't want to mess with the other side of Freeside, or I don't know. It's the bartender also doesn't really seem very fazed by it. I'm like, nobody really seems to care that there's a whole shit ton of Deathclaws on the other side.
Yeah, I feel like they should be a little bit more scared that it's a little metal gate stopping you all from getting ripped apart. But it seems Freeze's got it's got its own problems at the moment, anyways. From what we see.
To be fair, in New Vegas, Quarry Junction and Sloan are right next to each other, and those death claws could very easily just wipe out Sloan. But they still choose to stay away. So I wonder if they just kind of view Freeside as like not really a threat worth, putting themselves in danger for. Because it's not like they're, they are just like creatures, and we see them even communicate to each other. So they're obviously intelligent to a certain degree. So it might just be like a self-preservation thing. They just don't really view it as there's no reason for them to attack, which I'm not very, I'm not too miffed about it. I think that's fine. To me, I was just kind of disappointed by how little they were there for. I expected there to be at least some kind of fight to show like how powerful the death claws or how hard to kill was. Like it would be really difficult for them just to injure one. Maybe they could have crippled the leg. That's how they got away. But they just threw the classic Jurassic Park move and just like threw a grenade over to distract it and then made a run for the exit. But
yeah,
I would say to me that was probably the weakest part. There's definitely a whole lot of like plot contrivances in this episode, like Lucy stealing the power fist. She kind of just grabs it without really having a reason to, other than like she's just turning into like a kleptomaniac.
It's like the switching like personalities.
For a second there, I was like, why is she? And like I was like, she has this power fist now. I remember seeing her carrying it around in the trailers. I was like, oh, that's fun. I wonder if she grabbed that because she was like, I need a big thing. But no, she just took it so she could punch the ghoul out the window later in the episode. And then there's a conveniently placed pole with nothing on top of it right outside the window. There's like no light or anything on top. It's just a pole. Just a pole outside the window.
I'm confused on how he's going to survive that.
He's like indestructible.
Like I mentioned to you the other day, is he even a normal ghoul? Which I hope he is, because they don't need to go this special route for everything.
Yeah, it was already a massive plot twist that like Hank was from the pre-war. Cooper was a ghoul, so it makes sense that he's a pre-war character, as many ghouls are, and like that's fun and all. I just hope that they're not gonna try and turn him into some kind of like super ghoul or something, where it's like he's actually made with a combination of radiation and FEV, which makes him like super indestructible. And like, who cares?
On that point about him being a ghoul, it's gonna cut off a little bit to like Janie and stuff. How's Janie gonna get into Vegas from Los Angeles without being affected by like radiation? Like that's a long way to go. Like I said, there's a vertibird, which makes sense, but unless they go to Bakersfield, and then maybe she's ghoulified, and I don't know. Are they even in the pods? We don't see them.
That's true. Yeah. So all we're shown. I can actually pull up the image here. Let me find it right here, because there's a fair few cool things here. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna move this over.
Well, in the next episode trailer, we see a simulation room, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Hanks woke them up and has put them in the simulation room to like.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's just you don't see them, and I feel like you would see them, especially in an important scene like that.
Let's see here. Where it is. Okay. So we have. So we see Barbara Howard in this like cryopod that looks very similar to what they had in Vault 31. Some cryopods, and then Janie, the camera pans up, and then Janie's the one right above. Yeah, I don't really think that we don't get to actually see them. We're just told about that, and then that they're also used as bargaining power for Hank. But then obviously Cooper doesn't come with him to go get them, so that's an interesting thing. And we see too in like later episode, or in some of the trailers. We see Cooper sitting somewhere. I'm almost wondering if it's maybe like he's recovering at the followers or something. We see him talking to somebody, and he's talking about how he survived for some 200 years just to look for his family. And I wonder if that's basically him saying, like, I've spent all this time looking for them. Then they were right there. And like, I traded away my one chip, his leverage, Lucy, and now he can't get to them or doesn't know where it is or how to get there. So I'm really curious about how all of that is going to go together. And we also see something interesting. There is Cooper and Maximus and Thaddeus in a scene in Freeside. Right here is the Atomic Wrangler, and then the Silver Rush, and then Maximus is in the power armor.
Oh, he's got a Gauss rifle.
Yeah, I was looking at that. He's got a Gauss rifle. Also dog meat. So they show up to Freeside at some point, but we don't see Lucy. I'm guessing Lucy might be. Well, we also see her driving that cart down in that little yellow dress, maybe trying to escape from this particular management vault, which Cooper also says there's a lot of them. There's a lot of management vaults, which is an interesting revelation to hear about, because we were under the assumption that was the one, but apparently there's a ton of them, and every single one of them but the Las Vegas one is empty. According to Cooper. Right, so maybe that's why he's been like in Fallout 76. He's there. Maybe he's there for a management vault.
I mean, it would make sense because 76 was like the brightest minds in one vault. So maybe he thought management would be there. Like, there's a lot of like, and then you have, well, never mind, because the gold vault no one knows about actually. But most of the vaults around there are they're not really experiment based. It's mostly like important people from Vault-Tec. So like you have 63. He was a very, very important part of Vault-Tec. He gave a lot of money to build this vault. He did it all himself. The blue ghoul guy. So it definitely makes sense he would be there. There's a lot of vaults in the area, and DC, where the headquarters are, round the corner.
Right.
So I don't think they're going to explain that, even though they said they were going to link 76 to the show, like explaining why the ghouls are. When you ask him in the game, he just doesn't respond to you. Like, there's a prompt that's like, why are you actually here? And he says, that's none of your business.
Yeah,
so
he just won't answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, I'm definitely very curious as to how they're going to resolve his plot line with them, or if he's ever going to find him. So originally we also thought that like this season was going to end on them killing Hank, and that would lead into the next big thing. But it seems like it's hard to tell now. It's hard to tell. I don't know if they will, because we know it seems like Lucy's trying to escape, but number one, she doesn't know, like, she's not going to kill him. I don't think she will. She killed one person in the whole wasteland thus far. Everybody else she shot in the ass and whatnot. She finally shot this guy who was about to kill her, and then she shot him, and she didn't even realize that she had killed him until she walked over to him. and then was like, "Oh fuck, I shot him." Which that scene was really funny. I was almost hoping that the guy that that she had shot was telling the truth. That like, because what they indicate is that Sonny is the guy in the trash can. He's naked. This big, big guy came in and chopped him up, threw him in the trash can, stole his clothes, and put them on to pose as Sonny, even though they don't fit at all. And that's like, that's kind of what they tease there. That like, oh, that's what happened. But then when that lady came in, I was almost hoping that she would be like, hit the guy laying on the floor and walk over to him and be like, "Oh my God, my boy!" Like he was supposed to be there, and that guy in the trash can was just a guy who robbed them, all naked and shit. But that was one of those things where it kind of felt like sometimes the episode, the series, season 2 has done some weird stuff sometimes where it feels like they should be about to do something, or that like something's going to happen, but then they totally brush past it. Like Lucy she says, she's asked who she is, and she's like, "I don't know." And then I was expecting some kind of confrontation there, but there was no confrontation. She just went back to the Atomic Wrangler, or she was outside and she took the a dick doll or whatever it's called. I felt like they kind of skipped that part a little bit. There was also I wanted to mention this because I think there's a lot of people who are I've seen discussion about it online that like the bartender indicates that that number one, the death claws came from Quarry Junction, and that number two, Freeside and to a larger extent like New Vegas as a whole have been under the control of all sorts of different, like NCR, House, the Legion, and now I guess they're ruled by Deathclaws. And I saw some people having a discussion about that on a couple different spots on Instagram and like YouTube comment sections and stuff. And I think he describes it as a merry-go-round and suggests that it's been under control of the NCR and the Legion, and then also robots, insinuating either House or Yes Man numerous times. Before I give my thoughts, I want to hear what your take on that was and what you thought about kind of the way that the bartender was spinning that.
Well, as soon as he said robots, I was like, "Oh, yes, ma'am." That's what I went to straight away. But I don't really understand what he means by it, if I'm being honest. Like, so he's saying the NCR has come in again, been killed or kicked out by the Legion, then the robots have arrived, done the same, and it's just that over and over. But the NCR has like 4 people in the New Vegas area, so they must be a very strong group of people to take on the Legion again and again and again and fight maybe even Mark II Securitrons. But unless, my best guess is that it was the robots that were the most recent people, and then the Deathclaws came in, because you see a lot of broken Securitrons around, and
yeah,
that's my best guess, because the NCR's not been around for a while properly. The Legion are doing their own thing, trying to fight over a dead body, whatever that. Yeah.
There is a so my kind of take on it was that I'm thinking when he says like a merry-go-round, he kind of insinuates that there's been a bunch of people trying to take over. My guess is that none of those factions ever actually did manage to take over Freeside, and that like he might be referring to pushes by the Legion getting closer to New Vegas, or maybe the war, that they never really had like any real leadership around. Like basically the closest thing they had to it was the Kings. His house stayed out of Freeside and really only ruled the Strip. Like he completely ignored Freeside, except for the main gate where he was like, you know, don't come over here, I'm going to shoot you. It's my kind of take on it is that none of those factions ever did actually rule the Strip, and they're all just kind of like trying to get over there, but none of them could actually do it, was my take on it. I don't know. Again, it's like, I think it's just one of those throwaway lines where I don't think they're meant to actually insinuate that anything really had happened, but rather give the viewer the experience or opportunity to make their own headcanon.
Yeah.
Excuse me, about about like kind of what was going on in Freeside during those 15 years.
Yeah, it's definitely going along the lines of not trying to give a canon ending by just saying everyone was here at some point.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was, you know, who won the Battle of Hoover Dam? Oh, everybody. So yeah, when I can never remember his name, but one of the producers was asked, what ending did you go with? He's like, oh, well, I guess if you force me to answer, I would say yes, man. It's like, yeah, that seems about right. So if I guess if you really wanted to find an ending for yourself, you would pick would just be like, yeah, it seems like yes, man is the most likely scenario. Like Fallout Mickey said last week when he came on, and he said it feels like if the courier had never been here, this kind of reinforced that feeling that like they just can't pick a group of people to have won, which it really, like, he didn't even have to say that. The writers wrote that in there very specifically. Because he could have just said, like, you know, a whole bunch of folks around here keep trying to take things over. It's funny that he actually never even mentions the Kings as like a potential group that tried to run Freeside. So,
well, I mean, it sort of seems that the Kings are somewhat still around. We see a shot of people in and around the King, like the skull impersonation, and so it's,
and the lights there are still on.
Yeah, so maybe it's more like the Kings are just trying to get by now. They've lost. Well, everyone thinks the King got shot by Lucy because of the outfit and everything, which probably is what happened. So maybe they're just trying to get by now, trying to just live out the days the best they can without a proper leader.
Yeah, we also know that like the Kings became ghouls, and they were outside the Strip Gate. Not a Freeside Gate, but the Strip Gate. And we also know that like Cooper and Lucy both, like, you can hear Lucy's Geiger counter, and Cooper can just feel that there's radiation on the Strip. My guess is that the Kings went over that like right after the Battle of Hoover Dam. And this is, of course, assuming that it is a yes man ending. There's no Mr. House, no NCR, no Legion to fill the power vacuum that's on the Strip. So the Kings just go over there now and kind of take over the Strip. And then my guess right now is radiation bomb. I don't think we'll even ever hear about how that happened. I don't think anybody's going to tell us what happened. If we were going to get an answer, it would have been this episode. And we didn't get one. So I don't think we will get one. My guess is radiation bomb. Somebody sabotaged it, and that's how they became all ghoulified and shit. And then for some reason went out. I guess maybe because the death clause went in, and how they managed to not meet each other is interesting. It kind of feels like there might just be a lot of plot holes
Well,
in that.
so I feel like when we meet this quote unquote Mr. House post-war, like it could be we were saying it's like his mind uploaded to a computer or a recording. I think somehow we are going to find out about the strip, about the families and stuff, because they're a key like role in the story of the game. They in the lore as well. Like without the families, there would be no strip. The casinos wouldn't really be a thing. So it'd be very hard to just ignore the fact that if this is Mr. House and he is somehow still alive, we will know. That's what 100%, no doubt. We will find out what happened to the strip. If it was a bomb, if it was.
That's true. That's
maybe
true.
even like Yes Man, we'll find out. But his brain being uploaded, I don't think he'll know.
It could also be like it might not even be a bomb. It could. We know that like the Lucky 38 has a reactor in it. It could have been like a reactor leak or something like that. Maybe affected the strip, but may have been just small enough. I don't know. Some kind of contrivance like that, I'm sure, will be made. One of the things that I am interested in, one of the things that I've seen some people talk about. So this was something that I saw happen early on. This was maybe around like, it could have even been, was it episode 3 that Cooper met Victor?
Yes.
Victor mentioned, so I saw somebody complaining that Victor didn't mention the platinum chip, but did bring up the cold fusion. And that kind of started this. I've seen it pop up a few times that just kind of, and I know we even talked about it, it kind of felt like there was this blatant insertion of cold fusion into House's story, and it didn't really feel like it was justified yet. I feel like this episode may have actually kind of, reading a little bit in between the lines, we may actually kind of get a explanation for the cold fusion, and why House wasn't successful in what he was trying to do. He opens up, so we know, number one, he says he doesn't want to be in like his biological form anymore. He wants to be meshed with the computer, like completely. Although we know that he has the pod, so he's not successful in that. I'm gonna go ahead and move a couple down here. In the CGI picture, we get to see Mr. House's pod. This obviously isn't a literal interpretation of the area. We can see Mr. House's like arm hanging out of the pod, like he's dead as hell. My guess here is that House, for him to have been successful and do everything that he wants to do, he would have needed cold fusion to have all the energy to do it. We also know that he needed the platinum chip to kind of run the simulations for stuff, to like get his operating system for the Lucky 38 up to snuff, to be able to handle all of the kind of calculations they would have to make to defend Las Vegas, which he never got the platinum chip. So I'm wondering if maybe he didn't get cold fusion, or maybe the cold fusion just didn't work. And ultimately, like for instance, in either the House or Yes Man endings, if you're going with a Vegas ending, you have to reroute power from the El Dorado substation to basically just the Lucky 38 to get it like fully operational to do all of its stuff, so it can broadcast all the way to Fortification Hill, penetrate the bunker and stuff, and communicate directly with all the Mark II Securitrons there. I'm wondering. I think the reason that you have to do that in the game, and that, of course, is retroactively making this, but it makes sense that House would not be able to do that in pre-war times when all of that stuff would have been guarded by heavy, military infrastructure and all of that. So he would have needed an alternative power source to do that, and cold fusion makes a lot of sense. And then he didn't get it, which we know, number one, it took the Enclave some 200 years to get cold fusion working. So is it possible that, and also his cold fusion reactor is different than all the other ones that we've seen. His is orange. All the post-war stuff that we see is blue. So I think that's an indication that there have been changes to how it works. So maybe this one isn't working. And that's why he maybe needs the platinum chip, is because cold fusion isn't going to work for him. So he needs some other way to do it. If he can't have more power, he needs to optimize. We know ultimately the reason that House's role plays out the way that it is because the Lucky 38 mainframe crashes and he's put into comatose for years and years. And he also isn't able to integrate directly with his computer. He still is ultimately this little, rotted corpse of a man lying in a fucking test tube in the Lucky 38 basement with his little hat on. So things clearly did not work out for Mr. House the way that I think he would have hoped they would.
Yeah.
But I don't think House trying to get cold fusion really messes with any of the stuff that we saw with New Vegas and the platinum chip and the way things go there. It doesn't strike me as that important.
Well,
also,
go on.
No, you go ahead. I was about to change subjects a little bit.
Well, I was thinking that it's always stupid cold fusion stuff, right? With this new magical room in Mr. House under the stairs, right? Like a Harry Potter room. It's do you think he will have that when the bombs drop? Or do you think it's gone by the time the bombs drop?
I don't know, because he indicates in the show, he says he's talking about his calculations, right? One of the calculations he gives for the day the world will end is, I think he says, what, April 14th, 2065?
Something like that.
He says 20... Yeah, it's in the 2060s, and we know the bombs don't drop till 2077. So I'm trying to figure, like, what's the time frame here for when this takes place? Is it like suggesting that the end of the world has like already happened? Like the events, like the bombs aren't the end of the world. The end of the world is like determined by something else? Or is it suggesting that we're 12 years before, that like that scene is taking place 12 years before the bombs drop? I was really kind of freaked out by that,
because it takes place after the directly after the Veterans Conference, which is early 77. So it's telling me, I'm thinking from what you've just said, the end of the world to Mr. House is when the world starts falling apart with the oil wars, the Middle East being nuked. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of the end. And I think that time frame is him realizing that he needs to like do this. He needs to set up the missiles. He needs to sort cold fusion out. So it wasn't technically the real end of the world. It was him knowing that the world is going to end, and this is just the beginning. That's what I'm taking from that.
it's weird because he also says when Cooper Howard bought his ticket to go to Las Vegas, it changed everything, and his calculations spit out a time exactly 1 month forward from that date. And it was like, how does that? So if that time had already taken place, why would it, like, how would it have changed when the computer thinks it already happened? I
think that's to do with Barb. I think,
yeah,
because we know they're going to have a massive falling out next episode. This might be the start of them separating, but I'm not sure if they fully separate because she still has his last name in the cryopod. But we know Barb knows about FEV. It's on her computer.
Yeah.
She's high up. She has a lot of control. There we go. A lot of control over missiles, the vaults in the meeting, for example. So I think Mr. House has predicted that this is going to lead to a falling out between Cooper and Barb. And now I guess Barb has less to lose knowing that her and Janie are going to be safe. And they don't have to worry about Cooper and his dog. So that's my interpretation of that. I think it's definitely to do with Barb and how her opinions are going to change. Because she says there's a lot more evil people out there than just her.
Yeah, which I thought that little scene was funny because she's like crying about it too. And I was watching, I was like, so ending the world is okay because there are bad people? I was listening to her say, I was like, you're a little delusional, lady. That's not how that works, but okay.
It's funny because most of the bad people that she's probably on about survived the war. We see most of like the really horrible people still around.
Yeah. There's lots of people who live into the post-war who really did not deserve to keep their life.
Definitely.
Arguably, even Mr. House.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him I can't wait to see him post-war. I just want to know who it is.
Yeah, I really want to see. I really want to see that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that. Like, I don't know when we're gonna get to see that. Is that gonna be the last episode, the second to last? We only have 3 episodes left, so we're gonna see it within the next 3 weeks. But I'm just like,
there's a lot to cover.
Yeah, like there's still so much. I mean, like I said, like we know. So like next episode, we're gonna see some Vault 33 stuff. It looks like kind of Vault 33 is starting to descend into madness.
Yeah.
I can never remember her name. Betty.
Yeah.
Betty is. It looks like, I think that's Vault Tech Security. This kind of looks like right there.
Yeah.
Like a Vault Tech logo. I'm guessing that's Vault Tech Security.
It's like a civil war's going to start.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to kind of have the same thing that Vault 32 had, where they're going to start falling apart. We also see, like, in the trailer, Steph is wearing, like, a wedding dress, but then she's also, like, running through the hallway. I still don't know what's up with that. I wonder if maybe that's going to come into play this season, this episode.
That's like the one scene that I've got no idea about. Like, is she getting married again? Or like...
I'm guessing she's getting married to Chet, but Chet knows something is up, and maybe 32 is turning on her. She's done a shit job of running the place. Nobody seems to really like her very much.
Well, we know that, I forgot his name, but he saw the meeting. He's heard about this experiment, saying they've heard the experiment's over now. It's just them, like, they have to survive now. It's just them two and that's it. So maybe it starts spreading around 32. So that's going to be 32's issue. They're all going to turn on Barb. She's going to try and have like a special day to bring everyone together again. It's going to go bad because even Chet knows she's not the real her. There's something she's hiding, and she's going insane. that's what, like, she's not right in the head currently. And then I feel like there's gonna be a big civil war. Well, we see them all celebrating still. We haven't seen that part where they're all having that massive party. So maybe Betty comes in, takes the water stuff from 32, goes back, they celebrate like that, and that's as far as I can go with my thoughts. I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
Yeah, it kind of also looks like what's his name? Reg. Reg is on that piano. He looks like a fucking psychopath playing that thing. I'm guessing the water rationing has really fucked up 33. So like, we know in season 1 when the water chip breaks, they say they have 2 months of water. Like the supplies that they have will last them for 2 months. So I'm guessing the show, like season 2, takes place somewhere within a month and a half to 2.5 months after the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Vault 33 is running out of water, and it seems like people are starting to lose their minds. Like, everybody's going to, like, Betty calls Reg's little club a snack club. He calls it like the incest whatever, the inbreeding whatever club. And then, you know, like in the last episode, he confronted her about it. She confronted him, and he was like, told her just straight up that he wasn't going to take it from him, and that, like, she wrote it into the charter or whatever. So he was going to just keep doing it. I'm guessing that's what this vault security thing is about, is that, like, as they're about to run out of water, she's just going in there to basically crack down on it. Be like, we're done. We're done here. Maybe that sparks a lot of violence and chaos for Vault 33, and that could potentially bleed into 32, which might be why Steph's on the, like, kind of running from something. Could be crazed Vault 33 people. I'm also guessing that Vault 33 goes to shit because it's kind of been insinuated this whole time. Like, what was Lucy going to do after she brought her father? Like, she left the vault to go find her dad. Then it turns out her dad's evil, so she goes to bring her father to justice. Where was she going to take him to see justice? Well, it might have been she was just going to take him home to Vault 33, not knowing what kind of fucking conspiracy there really was. But if Vault 33 goes to shit, she's got nowhere to go back to. She kind of just has to accept that she lives life in the wasteland now.
Yeah, and she's definitely adapting to that, especially this episode. She's blending really well with the wasteland. And speaking of which, I'm liking how human Cooper's becoming now. He was visibly emotional handing Lucy over. He didn't like it. Yeah, he knows he's this close to getting his family back. He's right. He didn't know, but he's right above them. He's finally got what he wanted after 200 plus years. He's done it. But
he's like a hop and a skip away.
Yeah,
it feels like it's right there.
But I feel like he's gonna start thinking back on every, like, bad thing he's done, on, like, all the evil stuff he's done. He's literally been eating people to get by.
And he also, you know, this episode he was thinking back a lot on. It starts as just the introduction to kind of him being in Las Vegas, but then as the situation between him and House and Barb kind of deteriorates, it matches up with Cooper kind of like drinking in the Atomic Wrangler. Shit's starting to kind of fall apart for him. And I definitely think you're right in the sense that he is thinking back on right now, pre-war, how it all started, and it's fucking with him. And that also, when Mr. House called him a killer, he was right. Like, Cooper is not such a sensible man. He's a cold-blooded killer. And that's who he became in order to survive in the wasteland. Exactly what Mr. House told him he was. I am excited to see him team up with Maximus and Thaddeus here. Especially Thaddeus and Cooper seem like such a hilarious pairing. I can't wait to see how those two interact with each other, because that just seems like I can't even start to describe how absolutely ridiculous the interaction between those two must be.
Oh, it's gonna be. I hope they have a lot of interactions. I hope it's not just like this scene and that's it.
Yeah, I hope it's not just like 5 minutes and then they go there. They have to like run away from each other.
Well,
I really want them to interact.
Does Maximus know about the ghoul? Because they haven't like formally met, have they?
They met in Philly, and they fought each other.
Well, yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that the ghoul's like friends with Lucy or anything.
No, he doesn't know that they know each other. I don't think. And then, well, because I think the last that we saw of Lucy with Cooper was when she was his prisoner, right?
It was at the observatory. They
yeah.
were all in the same building together.
Before that, because for most of the season, it was either Lucy and Cooper or Lucy and Maximus. I'm pretty sure Lucy and Maximus were traveling after Cooper had already taken her prisoner. And so Maximus's perception of Cooper is definitely very negative. So I wonder what's going to happen here that makes them team up. And it could be that they're looking for Lucy now, because now they kind of have something in common. We know that Lucy's wherever Hank is. Hank is wherever Barbara and Janie are. And Cooper Maximus is going to want to save Lucy. What else is he doing right now? Like he's just ran away from the Brotherhood. He's got nothing else going on. Where's he going to take cold fusion, you know? I kind of wonder if maybe they're going to end up plugging cold fusion into the Lucky 38 and maybe revitalizing New Vegas.
Well, I was thinking of that before. I think this is going to be like, I hate this if it was a thing, but they're going to plug the cold fusion in and House is going to appear on the screen. That's how House is back. Like as like the computer embodiment of him. But that will have to be like the last episode after they've fought the Deathclaw.
Yeah.
I want some conversation. I want that to be at least episode 7.
Yeah. I really hope that it's not just House is restored and then he goes back, because that kind of that would be the ultimate, like, oh, we know this whole game happened and it was to decide the fate of like New Vegas and all that, and like, you know, in that sense, the direction that civilization takes after, you know, the NCR and the Legion square up. But if they were to just make it so that House is suddenly back after suggesting that he's completely gone anyways, I would be really, really disappointed by that.
Yeah.
I hope that, my hope is that what we see on that computer screen is just a recording of House, maybe a message for Cooper or something like that. I think you're right. If they do plug in the cold fusion, that message or that, you know, that screen is only going to come on after it's been plugged in. To maybe like restore power or whatever. You know what? I'm going to look real fast to see if I can't find that scene in the trailer. I really want to find that scene now. Let me see if I can pull it up. Find that snippet. Fallout Season 2 trailer. forget what trailer it's in too.
It was in like the second one because it definitely wasn't in the first one.
Gamescom 2025, was that it?
I'll check as well. Oh, I found it.
What trailer is it?
The Fallout Season 2 official trailer from 2 months ago.
2 months ago, okay. What's the timestamp?
1:43.
1:43.
Oh, it looks good though. I can't wait. Wait, actually,
you know what? Okay, let me share this now. I'm gonna mute it and let me pull it up. Let's see here. Share screen. Yeah, here we go. So the way that this looks, I need to actually, oops, there we go. The angle that we're looking at, it looks like Cooper is standing in the spot that where House opens up that cold fusion.
Yeah. There's no reason he should be stood there because the stairs don't even lead down to that part.
Yeah. And so then we see Mr. House smiling at him, which is interesting to say the least. That does get me wondering, like, what the hell is going to happen with that? That'll be extremely interesting. So, number one, we know Cooper survives the poll, no matter what. We already knew that. That was an inevitable fact. We've seen, like, there's too many scenes that he's in that we haven't seen yet from the trailers to know that. I am extremely interested in what part of the series this is, like, what episode is this going to be in? Is it going to be episode 7 or episode 8? I don't think it'll be next episode. And, like, it's so...
I'm looking into the reflection of the screen. He's not opened the cold fusion thing. You can see the bookcase. It's very hard to make out, but just on the left of his head, Mr. House's head. So it's probably going to be a scene like where he's looking at the bookcase because you can see it. So he's not actually in. And there's someone to the right as well.
Right here, you're saying?
Yeah. So that's probably Thaddeus because Lucy won't be in this scene.
Right. The arms look kind of weird.
Yeah.
And this head too. It's a very cone-shaped head. Oh, that's a I don't know. It's hard. Oh, excuse me. It's kind of hard to tell. Kind of skipping through here. There's another Cooper scene I wanted to look at. Oh, we also see here when Cooper and Maximus go to fight the... Oh, here we go. Here's also the scene where think Ella is escaping from, or not Ella, Lucy is escaping from the vault. We know that we have yet to see that.
Yeah.
So we know like Hank got Lucy. Now she's wearing a dress. She's not in her thing anymore. I also wanted to. Lucy is being kept as, she's not just with Hank. It's like she's Hank's prisoner. Let me pull it up here. We can see right here in this scene when somebody is talking to her. I can't tell if it's Hank or if it's the snake oil salesman. I think it's the snake oil salesman talking to her. It's Hank speaking through the salesman to her.
Right.
You can see the reflection of somebody's head here and their shoulder, and in the trailer it kind of moves around. So she is behind glass. And you know, like we see her wake up in that room. I'm thinking Hank doesn't want her to go anywhere and knows that she's going to want to leave and is basically just trapped her there.
Right.
So that makes this whole, she wants to escape thing more interesting. There's also, we have yet to see this fucking guy.
Once again, I've got no clue about this.
Yeah, I feel like if we were going to see Marcus or something like that, we would have already, like, it would have had to have already happened. I don't think they would throw
Maybe
it
this
in.
is who saves Cooper off the pole.
It could be.
Because we've seen with blood all over his face and stuff. Like he's been like struggling blood out of him.
Well, I hope he would have been, because considering that he had a fucking pole shoved directly through him. Trying to find. There's a scene. Hank is. I want to find that scene where they're talking. I need to find it. Oh my God, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. Let me share this screen again. Pain in the ass, that is. Let's see here. So, yeah, he's got the blood on him. I'm trying to tell what this is behind him. Is that it looks like it's a net.
Yeah, I think he's like been put into a net. That's my like when, because you see the guy dragging, the mysterious figure dragging him in something. So it's probably like a. But I don't know. There's like so much to like think about.
We are at a point where we've narrowed down. So we've gotten through more than half of all the scenes that are in the trailers. There's only a handful of things that we can still piece together to make these predictions. I really want this to be like the followers of the apocalypse or something that save him off that pole. And outside of that, it's either that or, yeah, like you said, this person here. Could it be Thaddeus and Maximus that show up and save him?
I mean, it could be Thaddeus in the power armor, like hooded up, but I don't know why they'd have a cloak on. Maybe.
Well, I don't mean like that person that we see in the.
Oh.
I mean, like Thaddeus and Maximus just find him and pull him off. I don't know. The fact that they speared Cooper in the first place is kind of weird. Let me open up, find my Prime. I'm gonna pull up, watch that thing again. I'm gonna watch the thing one more time here. Let's see here. Next on Fall episode 6. I'm also interested in this that Robco is presenting to Vault-Tec, the automated man thing. That's an interesting little twist there. I am curious to see where that goes.
What is that, like the little like advert at the start?
It's the automated man is the mind control thing. Yeah, it's right at the start of the next on Fallout episode 6.
Oh yeah, it's like the fake Mr. House. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And he shows him. Yeah, the automated man. Hank sees it. Hank and Barb are in the same room. Hank sees it, and he's like enamored with it.
Well, the thing is, right, if that Deathclaw we saw from last episode at the start was mind controlled, why is Hank having so much like issues with people's heads blowing off? Is it because it was only made for Deathclaws and it's just too powerful?
It works on the snake oil salesman, but the snake oil salesman was also like a willing participant.
He liked it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it has something to do with, there has to be some amount of like, you have to willfully be a part of it. Resisting it causes it to just fucking kill you. There was the little fake out where they make it seem like his head is also going to explode like everybody else's has, and then it doesn't. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I think the rule is in order for it to work on you, you have to be a willing participant. And if you're not willing, you just die.
Yeah.
It also seems like the way that we're going to get a lot of this pre-war stuff with Cooper this time around is going to be by having the way they show it in the episode is Cooper's lying backwards on the pole, and then it like pans over him, and then somebody walks by and it uses that as a scene transition to him laying on the bed when he tells Barb that they have to talk.
Right.
It also seems like we do get more, like we didn't get to see Maximus at all this episode. Next episode, we're going to see a little bit of Maximus and Thaddeus, because we see them walking in the desert. I'm also, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mute this. I'm just going to share my screen. That's what I'll do. Uh, so that's that scene transition, which will be interesting. That's how I think they're going to lead into it. We get a little bit of Maximus and Thaddeus. Here's that. Here's the vault. Is there anything in that frame right there that indicates what is going to be going on? Why they're having this party? There's a lot of red and white, which sounds like Valentine's Day, but I don't know.
I don't see anything that's like.
Yeah, there's nothing super revealing about what they're doing. Can we see the numbers on anybody's vault suit?
I was thinking that blonde woman might be what's her name? Nah, it's all
33. Right there. And then here's Chet on the piano going crazy.
Wait, go back a few seconds. Did I see Chet on the circle?
I'm sorry, I meant red.
Let me have a look. Like after the bit with the piano, on the left there behind the blonde woman, is that not Chet?
That right there?
Yeah, it looks a lot like him.
I don't. He looks a little older. It's so hard to tell.
Oh, and it's not. No.
No, yeah, that's not him.
Products of inbred.
Oh, here we go. We have Cooper on the pole again. Looks like he's trying to like pull himself up off of it.
Yeah, I wonder how he's going to get off that, because someone's going to have to lift him the entire way up or cut the pole in half.
Yeah, that might actually be the way that they get him off. If so, okay. But little conspiracy theory here.
Ooh.
Let's get find them walking through the desert.
Oh, so
okay.
There's no power armor now.
No, yeah. So they ditched the power armor. I'm wondering if he's going to. Number one, where's he going to get the power armor from? And once he has said power armor, is that how they're going to free Cooper? Is by just like ripping the other half of the pole off?
But why would they free? Why would they free someone who to them's a random stranger? That's like
my guess is this. Maximus. Okay. Somehow they end up in Freeside. I'm guessing that they go to. They find the NCR people, and that's how he gets the NCR power armor. I have no idea how else he gets it, nor do I know why they would have power armor there, but they just have it. Let's say this show has liked to pull a lot of random like plot contrivances out where things are just convenient for the plot, so that's how they do it. Maximus gets the power armor, and the NCR says Lucy. He's looking for Lucy now. They tell him Lucy went to Vegas with the ghoul. When they get there, the ghoul sees Maximus. The ghoul knows that Maximus and Lucy travel together. Maximus finds out that the Lucy and the ghoul were traveling together from the NCR. They see each other. That's how they meet. And that's why Maximus pulls the ghoul off the pole, saves him, is because Maximus wants to find Lucy. And his family are going to be in the same place because ultimately that's where Hank is. So combine those four things it just makes sense for them to team up at that point.
Yeah.
And that's the team up, and then that might be why we see, Cooper and I don't think that Cooper will. Cooper might not come off the pole this episode, though. This episode might just be like episode 6 might just be Lucy Maximus and Thaddeus getting to Vegas, and then for Cooper, we're just going to see the flashback scenes.
Yeah, that's what I said when I first saw it. I was like, they've sidelined him this episode or the next episode.
Yeah, Cooper might be taking the kind of the back seat just to show us more of like how the fallout between him and Barb actually happened all the way. I'm really I'm still confused on this timeline stuff, and apparently a lot of other people are, because the producers had to go out and say, no, this episode doesn't change when the bombs fell. The bombs still fall in 2077, even though they shoehorn 2065 in there. I'm not going to bother trying to figure out what that's supposed to mean. Maybe we'll find out more later. I have no idea how those two things are going to happen. We could also see House and Cooper talk again, because I want to say in the trailer we hear some words that they exchange that we don't see in the episode. So maybe Cooper goes back to House, and maybe Barb, because Barb does tell Cooper that there are worse people than her, and that could insinuate to him that House could be right, so he goes back and talks to him. I don't know. And of course, that's based off the premise that I'm right in that the dialogue that I heard in the trailer wasn't fully voiced in this episode, that we still have some yet to hear, and also that it wasn't cut from the final version of the show. Yeah, my guess is he's not getting off that pole this episode.
Yeah, there's no way.
Well, I was just seeing, Lucy's in here. She's got the little dress.
This is the simulation room that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's probably where Barb and
Yeah,
I think it makes the most sense for them to be in there.
Yeah, I'm guessing she walks out of there. It's also interesting because here's where I'm seeing this reflection, right? So if I rewind just barely, you can see. Okay, now here. Oh, maybe is that her reflection in there?
Yeah, I just thought that, and I was like, it looks more like.
Yeah, that's her reflection. Okay, that's her reflection. Let me.
Ooh, look at the photo for that. That's something we don't see yet.
Oh yeah, that's just the thumbnail. The thumbnail is actually interesting. That might be so. Maybe Hank's not keeping her in a cell. Hank might just be trying to convince her to live a pre-war lifestyle in this bunker, because that's not at all how like the Vault Tech places look.
Yeah, that it looks like one of those Sanctuary Hill homes.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Oh, what was I going to say?
All right, now I'm going to mute the music that we have. I'm going to turn it way down.
Oh, I do remember my question now. I'll later this and then so we don't go off topic.
For a second there. I thought the wasteland had changed you.
Is that Hank?
Yeah, that's Hank.
For a second there,
Oh, wait.
I thought the wasteland had changed you.
It
Oh, I
doesn't
don't know.
sound
It
like
doesn't
Hank's
sound like him.
inflection.
It doesn't.
It
At all.
It sounds and it doesn't sound like the snake oil salesman either.
For a second there, I thought the wasteland had changed you.
I think it is Hank, but it sounds really off.
It does sound really, but it also sounds like somebody. It sounds like it almost sounds like Chet.
Chet, play it one more time.
Yeah, have Chet's voice in your, like, just think of Chet, and then listen to the voice.
For a second there, I thought the wasteland had changed you.
I can't tell. I can't narrow it to one
There's
person.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Hank. It's not Hank's inflection, and like Hank has an older, slightly more gravelly voice than that. It's also just slightly deeper.
For a second there, I thought the wasteland had changed you.
It sounds so like. It sounds like if you listen to it through like a holotape, it doesn't sound like someone sat in front of you.
For a second there, I thought the wasteland had changed you.
I have no idea who that is.
Maybe it's. I'm lost.
For a second there, I thought the wasteland had changed you.
Let me find. I'm going to look up a clip of Hank. I just want to hear him talking. Okay, so I'm gonna play this one more time.
For a second there, I thought the wasteland had changed you.
Okay, there's that. Now I'm gonna play something else. I'm gonna play. I'll play this. I don't think it's Hank.
It's very like the first half of it sounds like Hank, and it sort of like seems like they've cut. It doesn't sound like a human voice. It's the best way I can describe it. It sounds like they've not not AI'd it, but like
it's been processed.
Yeah, it sounds maybe it sounds more like the pre-war Hank we see, but that makes no sense,
right?
Unless you got a clone.
Okay. I'm gonna rewind. I'm just gonna. And then I'm gonna play this one more time for myself. Yeah, maybe it does kind of sound like Hank when he's just regularly speaking. He has a very particular inflection when he's making a point. Like when he's stressing words, he has this inflection. But then when he's just speaking regularly, it does sound more like him. But then in this, he's in the trailer, he's he is stressing that part where he says the for a second there, and it doesn't sound like him. I'm just it's really weird. I don't know how to describe it. I'm gonna put my money on. I'm gonna put my money on. It is Hank, but I won't put very much money on it. 'Cause I have no idea who that is supposed to be. Also, one thing I noticed is I wonder, does it seem to you like they got rid of the big Freeside sign that's supposed to be on the freeway, where there's that collapsed freeway, and then the Freeside sign is supposed to be on there. I think it's just gone.
Well, from this angle, it would be on the right-hand side. So, like where like arcades and stuff like that. That's to the
Yeah.
right from here. So do you know? So in the game, we are, I think we're facing west currently.
Mm-hmm.
The sign is to our right, strips to our left. Behind us directly would be School of Impersonation. So I feel like they've only just made this set and that's it.
Yeah, I do. Well, here actually, I was looking at the way that they had set this up, and I took a note of it because it doesn't seem like they've got even the orientation of Freeside correct.
Oh,
I think
they've definitely changed it.
They come from the right on this angle, and then they turn left. So you know how we've been saying, like, in all these shots where they're trying to like recreate what Vegas looks like, and it seems like it's always reversed. It feels like they did the exact same thing here. Like they reversed the direction that it's going.
Definitely, because the School of Impersonation's on the wrong hand side. It's on the complete opposite side.
So I don't know what they're really doing with that. I mean, we know they haven't really been keeping the actual geography of it really going that well.
Yeah,
there's seemingly like no consistency with it, but
this part looks pretty much like the game.
This part they translated really well. It looks exactly like it does out of the game. I will say this is probably the best translation so far, is this clip right here.
Mm.
And we also see the in one of the photos that I took, we can also see the Silver Rush.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up.
I'm assuming that's where the ghouls gonna get the Gauss rifle from, or the Gauss shotgun.
Oh, could be, yeah.
If it's still in business.
So right there, we can see the Silver Rush, and then these are the lights for the Atomic Wrangler. I think that says, I think that's Casino right there.
Yeah.
And then that right there is the collapsed freeway that we're all familiar with. And then, of course, our characters. Oh, this is also something I saw. So there is a scene. So like Fisto makes an appearance here, right? I can never. What is it? What's his whole name? Fully Integrated Security Technotronic Officer. Fisto. The snake oil salesman meets Fisto, and so in the background here, this is on the Independent Fallout Wiki, not Nukipedia, the Independent Fallout Wiki. At some point prior to 2296, Fisto would meet snake oil salesman who perceived the two to be in a relationship. Fisto would break at some point after meeting snake oil salesman, leading him to travel away from the Mojave, only returning with a fusion core bartered from Thaddeus, which he used to repair the robot, proceeding to have a date with Fisto before being interrupted by Hank McClane. I'm curious about. I had a little. Okay, number one, I have to preface this by saying that mine is a little far fetched here, but I don't know if that's the same Fisto, because Fisto in Fallout New Vegas has like a blue collar with like a yellow stripe, and this one was just only silver.
Yeah.
I say that that might be far-fetched because here Securitrons are also supposed to be blue, but they're all, for some reason in the show, they're all silver. So I think maybe they've just stripped robots of any and all paint that they've had in the past.
Yeah.
That might just be the case, that they just don't have any paint anymore. That they just are, all robots are silver now, which I was really. This is not a criticism of the show; it's a nitpick, but I don't like the way that they changed the Securitrons. I know. So in episode 3, when we first saw this, was it episode 3? It was episode 3.
Yeah.
When we finally got a good look at the Securitrons, I remember thinking like, oh, they translated them really well. But as I keep looking at the differences between the two, I've gotten a really good look at the differences because I've been printing. I've been setting up my slicer files to print off some Securitron models. And so I've been getting a really good look at the parts. This is the wrong wheelbase here. It's been kind of angled off right here. Like there's this, I think it's called a chamfer right there. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the tire is different. The tire should be much more flat. This is like a big old truck tire. It should be like much more flat than that, with a much smaller pattern in it. And then the fingers as well here are clawed. They've got pointy ends, when in the original Securitron model, they're like flat. They're just like really thin rectangles.
Mm.
And then also, these are blue, or these are silver. The proper Securitron model is blue, which I'm still disappointed by the fact that, these aren't blue. Also, we got to see, part of the reason I did this is because we get to see some riot gear, some pre-war riot.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I was like, it looks awesome.
It does, yeah. It was a cool little thing to see. So I expect that we'll see some cosplays in the future of these military police people, which also begs another question about martial law. Was there martial law at this point in time? Because these are MPs. This is military police.
There would have been, yes.
Okay.
Well, we know on the East Coast definitely was. There was like you had to go home at a certain point and stuff like that. You could only buy a certain amount of food.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that was in Vegas or not. I'm assuming it'd be nationwide.
Yeah, like rations for the war and whatnot, and because of the dwindling energy and stuff. So either way, this was a cool attention to detail. We get to see like where this riot gear that the Rangers wear is from. When I first watched it, I was kind of weirded out by the cut. It's kind of weird that they all wear like white hats and stuff, but whatever. They look cool.
They did. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and these riot gear vests, man, I love how, like, I'm really keying in on this one because the light's hitting it just right to see all the angles. I love how angular they've made the riot gear chest piece. It just looks so good. That is, if I had to pick anything that is like my favorite thing that they adapted so far, it would be this chest plate. It's either that or the Death Claw. It's either this very specific chest plate or the Death Claw. I don't know which it is yet. But either way, very, very cool. And then of course we also see in this scene this like congresswoman where Cooper tells her to keep up the good fight after she says like the good fight is a series of humiliations. Which was sad.
Yeah. Well, she's the same one from the Veterans Hall, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
And she was saying like she's the only congresswoman to not take money.
Yeah. I also saw so the other day in the group chat when the spoiler chat that we made, I think it was the spoiler chat, and we saw I remember BioWagon mentioned something about he thinks the Enclave were going to kill her in like another episode to try and like frighten Cooper from doing it, like trying to go any deeper down the rabbit hole.
Now that one, I don't mind. That one I see as plausible compared to that what's he called? The Vault-Tec, no, the Vault guy from Norm's group contacting Enclave. I don't think that's happening. I feel like if they're going to put the Enclave in this season, it's going to be to off her or to be coercing Cooper into like staying away.
Yeah. Coercion. I do think with the contacting stuff, when he says he's contacting somebody and he says, "Who are you contacting?" he says the investors. I'm wondering if that is meant to be like West Tech.
Well, I'm assuming the investors are all the people in the meeting. So it'll be like Big Mountain, as you said, West Tech. What's it called? Where the ghouls shoot the rockets from in
Repcon.
Yeah, Repcon. Who else? Who else was the
House?
And there was one more I can't remember. There was a woman.
Sierra Madre guy.
Yeah, but he was Big Mountain. Who was the other one now? I don't remember the last one.
Big Mountain was a separate guy.
I thought Sinclair was with Big Mountain.
Sinclair had his own seat at the table. Big Mountain had their own seat.
Right. Okay.
At that table. One of the things that I was really interested by with when he said investors, when he says investors, we know that this specific experiment that they were talking about, the FEV experiment, West Tech did FEV. They were at that table. I'm guessing that's who they were trying to reach. And could be, we know the Brotherhood of Steel loses contact with the West Tech group because the bombs hit it. So I'm guessing that, number one, I don't think it was the Enclave or China that did the war. Or I'm sorry, that it was the Enclave or Vault-Tec that started the war. I still hold true that it was China who dropped the bomb, because one of the bombs hits the West Tech facility, and if that was supposed to be like a serious part of what they were doing, I don't see why they would destroy it.
Yeah.
Mariposa military base does survive. So there's a little bit of like leeway in that, but of course, back in the day when they first made Fallout, Tim Kaine says, yeah, the intention was like China bombed us. He thought it was pretty cut and clear, like obvious that that's what had happened. West Tech, their headquarters were bombed, and the Brotherhood of Steel lost contact during that call, and that's when they realized that the world had gone to shit and they needed to move out before Mariposa had gotten hit. Although it never did get hit, and that's why it's a location in Fallout 1. I am curious about who he means by the investors and if there will be any payoff for that. Like, if we will find out who the quote unquote the investors are.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see them because that Norm's group's sort of falling apart now because obviously the guy's choking him out with a phone cord, and
Yeah.
and we know that the woman, I forgot her name, but she's, is it like Claudia or something? She's going to come in and glass him.
Yeah, that's also my thoughts, is that she's gonna kill what's his name? Ronnie?
I thought that's the guy from. Oh no, it might be actually. Let me just check. I think it is Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah, because Ronnie is spying on them during that part, which I did take a little clip here. This is when he finds out, and Ronnie finds out that that Norm is an imposter and goes to kill him.
I mean,
and I don't think Claudia. Obviously, Claudia does not like the rest of these guys and views them as. She even says she knows that Hank's not, or that Norm's not Bud's successor, because Norm's not a fucking psycho. So it seems like Claudia's kind of Claudia's on Norm's side with this. She doesn't like Vault-Tec either. So I'm guessing she's going to rescue Norm. And then those two are going to have to try and weather the wasteland themselves. So I don't know that we ever will find out who specifically they were trying to contact, or what the rest of this plan may have been. It could also be, when we see Steph running away in that wedding dress, could Norm and Claudia have brought this information back to Vault 32 and 33?
I feel like that'll be the first place that they'll be heading back to. And I don't think
everybody.
Yeah, I don't think the Vault 31 people are going to survive long by themselves, anyways.
No, they have no idea. When they're there and there's the roaches in the roach farm, and they're already just freaked out by that alone.
They're not going to last long. So I think Norm and Claudia are going to head back. I don't know how they'll get into the vault. I mean, they have the pit boy, obviously, but
right.
I'm assuming it's like one vault entrance, and then they all separate. So like it's just a 33 door that goes down, and then it's the 31, 32 inside. So they're gonna have to go past Betty.
Well, I don't think that that's the case, because when Chet lets Lucy out, it's through their own vault. It's not through the interchange of them.
Well,
and also the people who got into Vault 32 did so without Vault 33 ever knowing about it.
Oh, okay. So
I do think they have separate doors.
Okay. Which I'd assume they'd head to 33 first.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Which won't end well for them, because Betty, as soon as Betty sees him, she's gonna know that he's gonna tell everyone, and then
Vault 31 might not have its own entrance, or it could be like the Vault 21 entrance where it's just a door. It's not like a big, vault door, because like Vault 21 doesn't have one of those.
Maybe they were just frozen before the vault residents were let in. So like they were let in because I think vaults were notified quite a few hours before the bombs hit, so they would have had time to get everyone, because they're not that far. If they're in walking distance from Vault-Tec HQ, they can easily get everyone in before getting actual residents in.
Yeah. Well, there's also the whole thing with like, I don't know, because in Fallout 4, they have like they make it out to seem like getting to the vault took a matter of like it was literally just as it was happening. Like bombs started to impact, and then getting to the vault, you had like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and that was it. So management may have been frozen earlier than that just for safekeeping, and then maybe everybody else was ushered in, which I, they didn't. Maybe they might not have cared how many people actually got in because most of them were just stock for testing, anyways.
Yeah. I have one theory or question, I guess. Do you think we're going to see Lucy find out that the ghoul is Cooper Howard?
Maybe. I think it depends on if. I think it really depends on if Hank and Cooper meet with Lucy in the presence, or it could be that Hank and Lucy sit down to watch one of those old Western movies that they used to watch. Like maybe that's how Hank's going to try and bond. And then when she sees Cooper playing one of those characters, she realizes who it is. And that might be like, that could be her call to action to be like, I need to get out of here and reunite with him.
Yeah. Well, it's I think it will happen because, I mean, Barb and stuff are down there. And they're going to have to reunite at some point, and Lucy will see that. And I feel like that's going to humanize the ghoul more to Lucy because he was once a family man. He was once, I guess, as naive as she was.
Yeah.
And she's watched all of his films. I think they were the only films she had in the vault, like 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So she... I'm surprised she hasn't found that already because he shoots off the face of Cooper Howard off all the billboards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If she does make that revelation, it'll definitely be an end of season. I think it'll be a major plot point because that's a big revelation for the two of them.
Yeah. I think it'd be nice to have Lucy put like a name to the face rather than just knowing him as the ghoul.
Yeah, to finally be able to like say who he is.
Yeah, call him Cooper, call him whatever.
Yeah, Coop.
Because to her right now, he's sort of a monster, and they've slowly gotten to be friends, but still they don't really know each other's names properly. Obviously, he knows Lucy's name because he knows the McLean name. But...
Yeah. And she just straight up introduces herself to him as Lucy McLean in season 1. Yeah, I would like to see them reunite. I feel like Lucy probably also in my as I was kind of mulling that question over in my head, I was thinking like, well, would they reunite? Because Cooper and Lucy kind of like they had their little falling out, and she was obviously really pissed at him, but then Cooper kind of gets shot out the fucking window and lands on that thing, and Lucy knows that happened. So I'm wondering if when they reunite, I'm guessing there'll probably be a little scene there where she says we're even because she punched him out the fucking window with a power fist onto the fucking pole. Which actually, you know what? While we're looking at this, is the pole?
You can barely see it. It's right where your cursor is.
Left or right of my cursor?
It's just a little bit to the right of it.
This.
Bit more to the left. No,
You're
like
saying the left, right here.
like just below the eye on the casino, go straight down. That you can see it goes all the
Oh,
way
the
down.
base right
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Okay, there it is.
I don't really get why it's just a random pole there, but
Yeah.
seems
This.
unsafe.
Yeah. A lot of plot convenience this episode for sure. Being like, well, you know, we need a way to keep him in Freeside for Maximus and Thaddeus to show up. So how do we do that? Oh, I know. Stick him on a pole, shish kebab him. I will say I think the biggest weakness, besides the like obviously, okay, biggest weakness number one is the destruction porn. For me, that's issue number one. Number two is all the plot contrivances that it makes, where it's like, you know, just a random pole sitting outside. You know what? Let's do a little investigative journalism. I'm gonna boot up New Vegas right now. I'm gonna go into Freeside and I'm gonna look and see if it's in there. We're doing it live. Let's see if my computer can handle this. I have like 3 different modeling. I have like a slicer open, 3D builder is open. Now New Vegas is open, and I'm streaming. Let's see if I can handle it. I'm really curious. Let's see here. Come on. New Vegas, you fucking old piece of shit. Load up. Let's go. World map. The North Gate. All right. I'm going to share my screen. The browser can't access your screen. What? What do you mean it can't capture it? Can it capture this? Yes, it can. Why can't it capture New Vegas? Oh, what the fuck? Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to share the screen, but I will go and look. Oh, also the distance that they travel in Freeside is very small. Like they cut out the entire path between the front of like where that gate is and then where that big Freeside sign is. They completely changed it.
Yeah.
Like it's all cut out. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot here of. Oh, they actually, man, they've okay. This one specific scene, they did a fucking awesome job capturing that one particular shot. Everything else in the show has been completely changed except for the shot of like Freeside. Did Freeside awesome. Everything, like even the Smitty's little bar sign, pub, whatever, they did fine. Everything else in the show just changed. So there is in fact a pole, although this pole has lights on it, so all these lights would have had to come off for that to work. I'll take a screenshot of it. Okay. got a screenshot. Gonna find it now. Oh boy. I gotta go through all my fucking directories here. Let's see here. Program files. Where is Steam? Steam. Why the maybe I redid it. Oh, because all right, I know why. Because I took it out of x86. Because I'm not stupid. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Steam apps, common, Fallout New Vegas. Where are the screenshots? Nope, that's not it. Fuck, where does it save the goddamn...
What did you clip it with? Or...
I just used the in-game, Windows print screen.
Yeah, look.
Fuck. Oh, it's so goddamn hard to... Let me see. Maybe it's just saved to my screenshots. Let's look. Let's see. Nope. Never just saves to screenshots. It's always got to be saved in some weird fucking place. Maybe it got saved to... Is there a... It's not going to be in the... Yeah, not in the data folder. Not Caliantic Tools. Redists, no. Not One Tweak. Not NifScope. Not the 4 gigabyte patch. Not the crash logs. There's one screenshot in this folder. Screenshot4.png. That's the only screenshot in the New Vegas fucking directory.
Apparently it's in the view menu on Steam.
V menu.
View
Menu. Okay.
Yeah. Press view and it's at the bottom. Recording the screenshots.
I don't even... Yeah, I don't have a view.
On like the top. Like, so you log into Steam normally. It says help, games, friends, view. Like top left.
Oh, you're talking about in actual Steam. So I was looking through the directory. God, we sound like some fucking morons trying to figure out how many idiots does it take to find a screenshot? Too many. Okay, let me let's see here. View recordings and screenshots. Nope. Not in there. These are old ass screenshots too. Holy. Wow. Yeah, those are old. Not in there. I know they're in a directory somewhere, but I can never fucking remember where it always wants to fucking stick them. I wonder if it's in. Yeah, goddamn, I have no idea. It's not going to be saved in my videos. Although some things, for some reason, sometimes screenshots are saved to my videos folder. For some fucking reason. Man, okay, well, I have no idea. What about documents? I could see it getting put into documents for some reason. Nope. Not in there. It's never easy to find them. That ain't it. Is this it? No. Oh man, I forget. I know there's also a way for me to look up like the most recent file. You know what? Let me look that up real fast. How do I find my most recent created file? To find your most recent file explorer, go to quick access date modified. Run command shell recent. Okay. Let's see here. And what is it? Shell recent. No, motherfucker, that's not it. Let me try finding screenshot 17. That could be screenshot 171. No, actually, it wouldn't be because then I would be able to fucking find it. Yeah, I would just. Well, yeah, I'm at a loss.
We tried our best.
We did try our best. Maybe I can just look up New Vegas Atomic Wrangler. And find an image of the front of the Atomic Wrangler. Yep. Yep, I can. Yep, that was needlessly difficult. Wow. I can't believe anybody is still watching after that. Ooh. Okay, let's see here.
We provide great entertainment.
Truly. Okay. Damn it. It's not what I. But no. Link. Damn it. Okay. There we go. Holy shit. Right here. So there's the third level of the Atomic Wrangler, right? They're in the window that I think is like right behind the sign. They're in that room. Lucy punches him. He comes out, and this is the telephone pole that he lands on right here, or the lamp post that he lands on.
It's quite a big pole.
It is. Apparently, none of this shit is on there anymore. it's all gone. So, well, you know, it's been 15 years. Conveniently, everything just fell off of that pole cleanly enough that he could just go straight down it.
Exactly.
So, oh my god. I think we genuinely spent like 10 minutes looking. Wow. I think anybody who is watching this could have booted up Fallout New Vegas and gone to the Atomic Wrangler faster than we could, than we could have showed them this. Their game could have crashed halfway through and they still would have been just fine finding it, which is... Yep. Well, there you go, kids. We did it. You found it. The Atomic Wrangler does have a pole in front of it. It only took us like 30 minutes to look and show you, but it does have one. And it has shit on it, but not in the show. Because Cooper needs to fall on it.
I hope he uses information well.
Yeah. Do with that what you will. We spent entirely too long trying to figure out figure that one out, but hey, maybe at some point I'll actually figure out where fucking screenshots for New Vegas get saved to. I wonder if the fact that I'm running it through Mod Organizer 2 affects that. It probably does. MO2 probably has a specific like save location for them. Oh god, I'm gonna be like, is there
I just use Vortex.
Let's see here.
So I've got the Viva New Vegas mod pack.
Yeah. I remember MO2 seemed really complicated. I remember using Vortex for a long time, but then they stopped updating the it's like check thing. And so like it has that conflict checker to see, but people have to like manually report conflicts, and eventually people stop doing that. So now it doesn't it doesn't check conflicts very well anymore. So I stopped using it. I switched to MO2. I haven't had any problems. I was running TTW off of that, and it was so great. I love Tale of Two Wastelands. Tale of Two Wastelands is got to be my favorite mod pack.
I need to try that one out.
Dude, it's even if you're not going to play, if you want to play Fallout 3, to me, the definitive way to play Fallout 3 is Tale of Two Wastelands. Like right now, because it gives you all of the quality of life updates that Fallout New Vegas had, plus hardcore mode. And like New Vegas, hardcore mode kind of sucks because you spend a lot of New Vegas just like eating and drinking, but all the food that you can find is clean anyways, so it doesn't matter. In Fallout 3, there is no clean water or not irradiated food. So it's actually, and food is much more scarce because it's just like kind of a shitty healing item. Yeah. 100% recommend trying Fallout 3 through TTW with like hardcore on. It's fantastic. I didn't think I mean, okay. I'm not a huge fan of like vanilla regular Fallout 3, but playing it through TTW, I was like, oh, this is so much fun. I was put onto the Fallout 3 love train again by TTW.
I have to try like all those like expand like DLC sized mods for New Vegas. That new one that came out recently.
Yeah, that's a big one. I remember that scene was doing really well right up until I think Frontier came out, and then Frontier had like that weird scaly furry going on with like death claws, and there was like all sorts of weirdness, and then people were like, oh, big mod packs, okay.
I want to try out, is it Dust? I've heard that one's quite
Dust
good.
Dust is another big one,
because I've only had this PC. I've been a console player until about September, so I played Fallout London. I'm going to play Frost at some point, and then I've got New Vegas sorted now, so that's going to be really fun to play all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to get into like the massive mods and see just what I can get up to.
Yeah, I was really afraid. Dust was the thing that I was kind of afraid that they were going to do with season 2, where everything is like super shit. Like as much shit as they've done to the Wasteland in season 2 that I'm not a fan of, it's infinitely better than the Wasteland's fate in in Fallout Dust, because Dust is really bad.
Yeah, I've seen clips on TikTok about how you can like meet the courier and stuff, and that's grabbed me in. Yeah.
So yeah, I would if you can run it, I would definitely recommend trying all those. But TTW is my like. If somebody asked me what mod pack should I play, I would say TTW, because TTW is like, I don't think I've finished in all the TTW playthroughs that I've started. I haven't actually finished one of them.
Is that because of how like long it is?
Both games. I'm sorry.
So it's like both games. Like, is it like the same character between them?
Yeah. You play the same character between Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and you can start in either location. Though they recommend you start in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, you play through. Basically, you play through 3 up to the point where you're able to discover this specific. They made Union Station in Washington D.C., which is like its whole own big dungeon, and they did it really well. And then you can take Union Station all the way to the Mojave Wasteland, and get off. When you get there, it says like 3 years have passed or whatever, and then it plays the opening to New Vegas, where like you're a package courier who got shot in the head in Good Springs. But then after that, you can just freely travel. Once you get to Freeside, you can freely travel between the two of them, because it adds another Union Station to Freeside. So you can go between New Vegas and the Capital Wasteland freely.
I might have to install that. I'm trying to like find it all now.
Yeah, I do recommend doing it, and it'll recommend doing it too through Mod Organizer 2. To me, Mod Organizer 2 is like my definitive thing now. That's what I use for all my mods, and it works really well. I haven't had an issue yet with it, so I gotta wrap it up though. I think we talked about everything that there was to talk about.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
We did everything, and then we also just spent 10-15 minutes trying to figure out where screenshots were saved to. So
we always spend like 10-20 minutes on about like one thing.
Yeah, what
every time
trying to figure out how to do one specific thing. Anyways, I'm super excited for episode 6. I feel like the pace, it's been a slow burn up to this point, and I'm really hoping that we shoot through these next three episodes. I really hope they're just like hype as fuck.
Yeah, we're in the end game now. We'll be full force.
like this feels like we're in the third act of the season. Like this is where everything's going to come together. We've gotten through all the Maximus and the Brotherhood stuff. We've gotten through Lucy and Cooper kind of feeling each other out. I'm ready to just fucking go full force. So we also have to see the rest of the Legion. We're still got to catch up with Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, there's so much to cover. I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't.
It's going to be. I feel like these last 3 episodes are going to be really fast paced. So I'm looking forward to that. I like, for the title of this, I put very slow burn, but that's because it feels like it has been a really slow burn as we've gone on here. So, that being said, you want to plug your stuff?
Of course. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the same name. The Mysterious Stranger. I think it's YouTube. I've got YouTube as well. Please subscribe to that because I'm gonna get a video out next week. I promise you. I'll try my best.
I know, and for Facebook, it's just Mist Strange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I have, obviously, you're watching this on YouTube. I've got my YouTube channel. If you look at my uploads, it'll say like fucking months ago. Tomorrow, I should have time to edit a video. Finally, I'm not doing anything. I have to sit here and wait between file slicers to print. And these prints are taking like 4 hours a piece. So I have plenty of time to finally edit and upload a video. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And you can also find me on Instagram, _Mojave_Mailman. Seek me out there. Now that I've done all these prints, I'm finally going to have some more stuff to upload there. So check us both out. Follow our pages. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. All that jazz. And then once episode 6 drops, I really think it's going to be hype as fuck. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So we'll be here next Saturday, same time, 5:30 Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And until then, take care.